I'm good. This is so cool, isn't it? I'm so excited to be here. Excited to see you again, see everyone again. I feel like it's been so long.
I know. And welcome everyone. Hello. We're too excited to see each other. To the audience here today, welcome to the International Speaker and Influencer Program Awards. And this is really a highlight after the epic months that goes into the Speaker and Influencer Program, as well as the Global Financial Planning Conference. This obviously follows that. So it's really amazing to be back. It's really amazing to have some people here, and I'm really looking forward to what everybody is going to be saying in the comments. Amelia, we ended off, a couple of months ago on such a high. We were just knackered.
Yeah, I know. I slept very well after that. It was an incredible couple of days. And the quality of the talks was just absolutely beyond belief. It was such a cool experience to be a part of, and I hope that everybody is so proud of what they brought to it, because it wouldn't be that amazing spectacle without every single person who put the time in, put the work in to take part. And this isn't the first year that you've had these awards. It's my first year. It's my first time being here. But you had one before, didn't you, last year?
Yeah. This is the second year of the awards, where we really recognize and highlight the achievements. I think it's 70 plus people that went through the program this year. It is a lot, and there's just so much grit and heart and hard work that goes into that. I want to say to the families watching here today, supporting your loved ones, your spouses, your friends, you have no idea what these people have been through, right? I mean, it's quite a journey. So just to be a part of it, to have delivered the type of performances they have, I mean, tonight really is about highlighting that and really, celebrating.
Yeah, exactly. Celebrating everybody. And obviously there's going to be some winners, but as cliche as it is, everyone's a winner, aren't they? After you're an international speaker, that's the biggest prize. And it's such a joy to be able to draw attention to that and to celebrate everybody here tonight. And we've got quite the lineup, don't we? We've got a special message from one of our awesome speaking coaches. We've got Dominic Colenso. Dan is going to be talking to Adam and Francois. And of course, we've got all of the announcements of our award nominees and our winners.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's going to be a jam-packed evening. So do get your pull up your socks for an evening of excitement. So the awards, how does it work? We've got 5 categories, and there's also a special achievements category award. And we will end off by sharing how you can take part in next year's Speaker and Influencer Program. Everybody that would like to improve their speaking skills, that would like to contribute to bring, to making a change in the financial planning industry, I encourage you to really be a part of this. It is changing lives. We had some epic feedback from this year, and year on year, it's just growing. So I encourage you to join. So the rest of this line says that I also have to say, we're going to tell you where to sign up for next year, and you can participate in next year's Speaker and Influencer Program, and as well as the Global Financial Planning Conference, if you are one of the selected few. But Amelia, what do you think? Is it time?
I think we should get started. I think we've got so much to pack in this evening. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So I think we should get the proceedings underway and start off with a special message. That is easier. That's quite hard to say, actually. Special message. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Start with a special message from Dominic Colenso. So yeah, let's roll the video.
So it happens so that Dominic's video has a glitch. So Amelia, it's like live television, people. It is absolutely brilliant.
Love it.
So we're going to jump straight into, I want to do a little bit of an interview with you. And sort of you alluded a little bit earlier that this is your first awards that you are attending, but it has also been the very first time that you attended well, in fact, you hosted Global Financial Planning Conference. And there's one thing that caught my eye for those entire 2 days. I swear from we started until we ended was the amazement on your face. Just, what is this? And it was just, I think I want to ask you, what was your expectations? You came into this, you've never been a part of this, and now you have to host this event for 2 full days. I mean, what did you expect before this even went live?
Yeah, I mean, I have, my background kind of in the journalism-y side of financial services and being part of events kind of in our profession. What I expect was kind of much of the same of what I had been used to. You go somewhere and you sit very nicely and you listen to someone speak, and it's, engaging, but it's not particularly mind-blowing, let's say, and it's not really affecting you in an emotional kind of capacity. So there's a lot of merit to some of the other events that are out there, but I think my expectation was that it was going to be similar, and it just wasn't. It just was nothing like I'd seen before or been a part of before or hosted before, and that's due to the people that were part of it and how honest and how open and happy to share their own experiences that enable us to really connect with each other and understand and learn. So I think that is really what took my breath away. That's a bit cringy, isn't it? But it did.
And that's the amazing thing, right? And you know what the interesting thing is, this year we got so many emails from attendees, so people who bought tickets and who attended a Global Financial Planning Conference, saying how life-changing this was for them. And I think that's probably the one thing that we underestimate. And maybe the name of the conference itself is a little bit, misleading in some sense, because it is about the financial planning profession. But what people talk about is mostly their personal experiences and bringing it back to financial planning. So we call it the Global Financial Planning Conference. So attendees come and most of them think that they're going to get technical financial, like tax and estate planning and all this stuff. And here's these 70 people getting on stage and blowing their hair back, not just from an entertainment point of view. We had the likes of a Chris Thompson that was really Maximus on the day, so we had that. And then you have people who shared really deep stories. And this is the one conference that changes lives. And I think that's sort of what you were talking about earlier. And I mean, has this conference sort of moved something in you and sort of made you view things a little bit different? Or is there something particular that stood out for you during those 2 days where you just thought, obviously the more it went on, the better it got, but what really stood out for you and what really touched you and from this experience?
Yeah, so many things. I think the main thing was the variety. Like you said, we had gladiator masks and we had props and we had hats and we had all of these things that was so funny, and people really bring themselves into the conversation. And that's what we want in financial planning, isn't it? It's that human experience and bringing yourself into the narrative. And then you obviously compare that with some of the, more hard-hitting and emotionally driven stories that people have to tell that, really impact you and make you reflect on your own thought process and how you think about things, and perhaps some changes that you might want to make in your life because of understanding and hearing about other people's experiences. So I think it was just the variety and just not really knowing what you were going to get, and some fantastic titles of talks, which also meant, what is this going to be? What am I about to experience now? And it was just one after the next of dynamic, engaging, fantastic talks from everybody.
And maybe a last little bit of a sneaky question, but I mean, you and I were lucky enough to experience some of these talks actually in person in Manchester about a couple of weeks after that. And how was that experience? I mean, having heard these talks before, and then seeing them live on stage and actually seeing some, I mean, obviously, you know, some of the people, but I mean, we met a lot of the people and, you know, sort of the other way around. So what was that like? Just, you saw it virtually and now you see it in person in this massive sort of cathedral place. And I mean, what an experience. And how was that for you?
It was just, I felt so proud, you know, so proud to be a part of it. And also to see these people who have, it's a big thing it was a huge room, wasn't it? It was an incredible room to stand in and talk. But I think that can also be quite intimidating. So to move from the comfort of your own home behind a computer screen to filling this huge space and being able to talk so eloquently and so confidently in front of an audience, and even when there were, you know, a mic might not have connected it the right way and you've got to start again, just picked it back up again and was so you know, just resilient, and they knew what they were doing, they backed themselves, and it was incredible to be able to see it in the flesh. Was even better than being able to see it online, which you just get a whole nother dimension to a person and what they're bringing to the table. But it was such an incredible conference as well, wasn't it? All these events have been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's testament to the quality and the power of this program, you know, that people are able to get on stage for the first time, deal with it, handle mics, deal with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So amazing. But Amelia, like, you were one of the stars for Global Financial Planning Conference for me and for many other people. So many people have commented on it. Was great to have you be part and have you there for your first conference. And I do believe that you'll be back next year. So thank you very much. And on that note, I'm going to hand back to you to get the awards evening started, because I'm pretty sure people didn't rock up tonight to listen to me.
Yeah. Enough of
me.
Yeah.
Who's been nominated and all of that. So Amelia, I'm going to hand back to you. Thank you for chatting to me.
Thank you so much, Francois. Perfect. Are we getting Roseanne back on screen, or is it just me? More of me. Oh no, I'm Roseanne. Excellent. Hello.
We are here. Thank you, Amelia. I think we're ready to kick it off. Do you want to announce the first category?
I would love to announce the first category. Thank you. The first category of our awards is for best props. So can we see the nominees?
Chris.
Congratulations. Do we have Chris? We don't have Chris.
I think we're going to have Chris at the moment. Oh, actually, I don't know. Unmute.
Oh, we don't have Chris. Hi, Dan.
I'm not Chris. I made a joke to Francois about how I could do a good Scouse accent, and then I thought, that suddenly means that I've got to collect Chris's award for him. Now, I know what Chris would say. He'd be so incredibly humbled. I saw him at the conference, actually, and he was telling me, the actual physical conference in Manchester, and he was telling me how much it had actually brought him out of his, he was never shy, but he brought him out of his shell even more. And he's actually now going on to do even greater things and talk at events and all that kind of stuff. So definitely deserved. I don't know how, because if anyone can remember, he was holding that triangle or like pyramid thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's called, his talk was to do with pyramid schemes, without whatever it was. And I am really, really surprised that he didn't break it by the end of it, because that must have been so hard to not break. So yeah, I feel honored to collect it for him, but well done, Chris. And thank you very much for taking part this year. So round of applause for Chris.
Round of applause for Chris. Well done, Chris. Excellent work.
That's
Amazing.
brilliant. That is absolutely well done, Chris. That is good. And I believe we have the next category up, which is best production.
Sure. Lewis Piper, Alex Patton, and Herman Pierce, Renee Nader, Red Swahili. And what it is? And Herman Pierce.
Wow, that's just amazing. And look, we've got Ben Harmon right here, right on time.
Hello guys, hello guys.
Hi, Ben Harmon, a champ as always, and congratulations.
Thank you. You haven't given me a lot of time to prepare for this, but it's been. Thank you so much for the wonderful awards that I've won so far.
Yes, and of course, this is live TV. You can hear Ben Harmon's family there in the background cheering. I think they're having a bride probably as well, as we do. But a huge congrats, Ben Harmon. I want to ask you a little bit about when you started, the set that you have and the set that you ended up with was so how did you plan your talk, and how did you plan, what type of lights and etc.? You invested quite a lot. How did you plan that?
I started stealing with my eyes, so I have to give credits to all my teachers and my hosts. And they taught us the way to structure talks, and I just made a lot of notes and took note. And I started looking at everybody's screens, and so I started buying lights as much as I can, but cheap ones so I could experiment with them.
Wow, that's amazing. And I want to ask you, do you find that you now have a better virtual experience when you go into client meetings or when you talk to a group of people?
Yes, much more confident. So it's been a life-changing event, and I think I'm going to use it for the future a lot. I'm much more confident. I'm much more prepared. This is kind of a new experience because I'm on live with you, and then 5 seconds later, I'm hearing myself in the background from the other noises. So it's hard to compute while I've got two TVs on the go here.
No, that's 100% Ben Harmon, but you definitely look like a superstar. You definitely look like a winner today. So I really want to say to you, congratulations. From the beginning, you gave absolutely everything. Like you said, you solved with your eyes. You took absolutely everything out of the program that you can. And that is what the program is exactly there for. And I mean, you gave a sterling performance on the day as well. So a massive congratulations to you. Thank you for entering. And I mean, like, you were definitely a well-deserved win for you.
Thank you, Razan. And I had very good teachers. And just remember that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ben Harmon. I think we are now. Where's Amelia? There's Amelia.
I'm back here. Don't you worry, I'm here.
Are you always? But you are always here.
I am.
You just like where?
I'm everywhere and nowhere. You never know. I just pop up.
Yeah, maybe I should give it away now. Some of you might not know, but Amelia does stand-up comedy. And she's going to be at a very, very huge, massive festival in August. So that's going to be so good. And we're really looking forward to hearing some of Amelia's famous puns a little bit later on. Are we not?
No, we're not. We're not. I don't think anyone wants to hear that. I think we'll spare them the tragedy of hearing my thoughts. I think instead we should move on to the next awards, which I think is for Best Script.
Brilliant. And this performance is script at Chris Thompson, Donna Bodnor, and Nicola Langford. And the winner is Time thinking.
Hey,
Excellent.
with me as well.
Ah, well done. Hello. Oh,
Hello.
my God.
Yes. Say hello. He's distracted. Thank you, everyone, and well done to everyone else for just participating. It was a great experience.
Oh, well done you. I mean, in terms of script, I feel like yours really had quite the twists and the turns in it. How did you come up with this idea of, building suspense and leaving the audience kind of not quite sure where it was going and what you were talking about? Tell me about that whole process.
I'm just going to get into his mother. So
Okay.
it was a difficult one, really. I think I had a load of ideas to start with, but in the training they said about there's all these different ways to formulate a talk and how if you can find a way to sort of resonate with people. And I think everyone has relationships. So I guess the easy part was it's a personal story. So I know the story better than anyone else. And it was trying to find a way that I could put it together where, first of all, it didn't sound too strange, but also was interesting enough, I guess. If I would have just told it as my personal story, it might not have resonated as much, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think it's changed the way that you will approach, talk, like writing a talk and presenting ideas in the future?
Yeah, I think it's fun to play with it a little bit. I didn't expect to get the feedback I got, really. I thought most people would either find it blatantly obvious or would miss it a little bit. And it seems like it hit just as I wanted it to. So, sorry, he's making loads of noise in the background. So I'm hoping, I hope to do it again. I think it's always more of exciting that way. And then it gives you two different ways you can listen to it. And I think really that just came from the training and talking so much about metaphors, the big thing, which I never structured a talk before. So breaking it down into chunks, into parts was really, really helpful for me because initially I had the idea, but it would have been a bit waffly. But having it in parts meant that I could have the stages and then the reveal could be almost a bit more punchy because the individual parts were narratives in and of themselves.
Well, you did an incredible job. And it's also lovely that we've come full circle because at the end of the talk, you held up a picture of your child. And now
there's him with his mother on a bike.
He's right there. Amazing. Well, congratulations. You did a fantastic job. And I hope you're very proud of yourself. Well done.
Thank you for the opportunity. I hope you have fun at the Fringe.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Perfect. Amazing.
Oh no, that's just and what a nice little special extra guest we got.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that. I think the next category we've got is Amelia, best story adaptation.
Amazing.
Yeah, sure.
Ryan Sharp, Karen Day, Anita Detroit, Aaron Robertson, and Gugu Smith.
It's always so great to see you.
Good evening, ladies. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Gugu, congratulations and well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Azan. Really appreciate it. Yay.
Know that you almost weren't here. Are you glad you are?
Yeah, this nearly didn't happen. My entire participation, maybe I can just tell everybody, I was close to quitting. I think life just got a bit too much for me halfway through joining the program, and I had a very emotional conversation with Francois. And he gave me a very stern talking to, and he pretty much told me that I'm going to continue. and I'm glad I did, and that's how we're here.
Oh, Gugu, congratulations. You definitely, if I can put it as the second leg of the race, you definitely gave everything into that, and you gave an absolutely heart-rending talk on the day, and that really touched a lot of people. So well done on that. But I want to just find out about how did you go about deciding, how you're going to tell this story, because it's a heavy story, but also coming with that, it really had a great takeaway that is related to financial planning that everybody struggles with. So how did you go about putting that together?
Yeah, I think I never would have been able to structure the talk the way that I did have I not have gone through the program. I think we've had some really, really incredible mentors, and I've learned some of the most invaluable tips and tricks of public speaking that I would never have gotten anywhere else. So I really had to mention that. Secondly, the topic itself is something that's been on top of mind for quite some time, and it's something that I've wanted to tackle in personal financial planning for quite some time. So joining the program and learning how to structure talks in a way that would help us to relate to our audience really sort of brought it all together.
Oh no, that's absolutely stunning. And I think a big takeaway there, a big story. And I have to thank you for just seeing it through. And a big congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so much. I believe Amelia is going to come back now, and we have the next category coming up. And I believe
we have a
no.
We've got a conversation to be had, not by us. I think. Yeah.
How dare they not have us?
I know, it's outrageous. I thought this was a girls' takeover, and they're bringing the boys back. I like it.
And just look, they keep coming, like 3 of them.
An invasion of men. What could be worse than that? That's awful, isn't it? The way you brought us, they didn't help by the way Francois just brought us back on screen there as well, like we were like termites.
And we had something similar at the Global Financial Planning Conference as well.
Mm-hmm. We did.
We're going to have to do something next year. We're going to have to throw something in.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what you said just then. My speakers cut out, but I nodded. I think that's usually what you should do in a conversation, isn't it? Didn't quite hear it. Yes. I just nod and smile, say yes. Don't quite know what you said. There we go. But I think it's probably take.
Well, whatever Razan said, I think we're committed to it now. So we're doing that next year, which is great to know, isn't it? And Dan, you've got some questions for us.
Yeah, I have. It looks like I missed the memo on the blue lights in the background as well, by the way. Why didn't you tell me that we were going to be doing this? I could have bought my own.
The lighting code, Dan. I don't know. So I would let you down.
Let the side down there, guys. So yeah, I thought we'd just have a little bit of a quick conversation about the program and where it actually came from. Obviously, Adam, you were the I mean, I know you don't like to be the person who's kind of put down as this, but it was kind of your idea a few years ago. And I can actually, for the people in the audience, it might be useful to hear the story of it. And I can remember actually we were in a bar in Manchester after having a board meeting, a Next Gen Planners board meeting, probably a few pints in, everybody, because I am from the northeast of England. And Adam actually mentioned about what the intention was with this, about getting new voices and new kind of talent and stuff like that in front of audiences. Since then, though, it's obviously evolved now, and it's massively global. And we've had, I think it was over 270 people, financial professionals, who have been through the program now. So, first question is for you, Ad. How much has it actually evolved since those many years ago when it was just an idea to now when we've had 270 people through?
Yeah, it's evolved loads, hasn't it? And it was born out of boredom, if I'm really honest. I've been in the profession for nearly 30 years, and over those 30 years, I've been to a lot of conferences, and I've spoken at a lot of conferences, of course, in the latter 10 years of that career. And I was bored of myself and hearing me on stage a lot, and I was bored of all of the other same people that we kept seeing on rotation, rolling out their greatest hits. and I was bored of not hearing new ideas. And I think our audience was a little bit bored as well. And so it just struck me that if the audience is bored, I bet they can probably do a better job. And we've got hundreds and then globally thousands of people who probably have a great idea, but we just never hear it because we're wheeling in the same people time and time again, conference after conference, until eventually every conference just looks the same. And I thought, well, we could probably do something that's a little bit different and look to change that. And that is how the Speaker and Influencer program became a thing, because we thought, well, if we're going to ask people to get up on these stages and ultimately it be a global stage, then what we need to do is we need to support them with the training and the infrastructure that helps them feel really confident to do so. Because most of the people in the Speaker and Influencer program, they start from scratch. They have no experience of public speaking. And to be fair, it's probably safe to say that the majority are quite terrified by the idea of public speaking. And so the support structure has evolved over the years that we've been doing this now, to the fact that we don't just simply look at how you structure a talk and how you present yourself on camera and your camera setup and how you make that talk quirky and interesting and how you position it from a title perspective. But we also think about how we manage everybody's well-being and mental health through the process and the anxiety that builds. So how you cope with that. Because our job in the Speaker and Influencer program is to ensure that when people have delivered their amazing 10-minute talk, that they come off that stage and they feel elated rather than relieved. How many times have you done a thing and felt relieved that it's over? We want people to feel elated and ready to go again, because we want people to take those messages globally into their communities and beyond, so that actually we do change how we go about communicating the brilliant ideas that people in our profession have and give everybody that amazing opportunity. So it has evolved, but we've got plans for it to continue to evolve, and maybe that's an opportunity for Francois to chip in.
Yeah, I mean, sorry,
absolutely.
Francois, I was just going to ask exactly the same question, and also mention that, you know, you're the one who I know gets the most, shall I say, emotional about everybody, because you're so proud of them. And what's this now? This is the third year that you guys in South Africa have been involved in this. So yeah, take it away. Tell us about your time over the last 3 years and what you're most excited about in the future.
Yeah, that's the big reason I'm not presenting tonight. So it's much better being behind the scenes. But yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I'm so glad that, you know, there's sometimes things that you see and you just know that you've got to get involved and you've got to ask. I've learned in my life that, you know, you get what you ask for. And so it also means that if you don't ask, you don't get. So when this whole thing started, and I just had the guts, because then Adam and I didn't know each other that well yet. So I just said, Adam, like, how do we get involved? Can we get involved? And he was gracious enough to say, like, look, this is maybe it was born here, but like we want to do this across. And I remember that first one was a hellish. I think Adam was probably the only one who never went to bed for the 32 or 36. I think it was 32 hours, non-stop, going right around the world, and that was an incredible experience. And you know, I think when the penny really dropped for me was in December last year, when I was sort of scrolling. It was close to Christmas, and I was scrolling through my LinkedIn feed like you do when you have got nothing else to do, and I was scrolling through that, and I just saw all these people that were on our program or that went through the program over the last 2 years. And you see this one is on the radio, this one has started a book club, that one has been on television. And I'm like, I just realized, like, these were all people who had a conversation with us that they wanted to quit at some point in time. They were scared, they didn't know what to talk about, like, and I remember it so vividly. And now look at them. And that's when the penny dropped to say, you know, that's what this program is about. So whenever I speak to anybody, that's sort of the thing. And I think, you know, we also next year will have, like, you know, Dan, you and I, and there was a couple of other people who sort of pitched in with a bit of the coaching. Obviously, Dominic and Asker and so forth were the main ones. And Nick, don't forget Nick Elston, big Nick Elston. So, you know, next year we're going to add somebody from South Africa, a proper speaking coach as well from South Africa. So I think that's one of the changing things. So we've got a couple of people in mind who will get involved. And this will continue to be a fully sponsored program. You know, the only thing that you need to participate is commitment, blood, sweat, and tears, because like if you listen to anybody on this thing, it's real hard work. And most people underestimate what the work is that is required to go through this. But I think that's the thing that I'm most excited about, is to see this grow and that we can change more lives, because that's what this program is all about.
Absolutely. It's a good time to stop there, because I think your hair's just beginning to stand on end. So after all of that, let's tell people how they do it. We'll tell you at the end as well, but just this is probably a good opportunity to tell people how they can get involved. So next year, we're looking to go even bigger, more speakers, more content than we've ever had before, all around the world, not just UK and South Africa. And people can register your interest now. You can actually do it now, by the way. It takes literally 30 seconds to do. And by the way, this is free of charge, like Francois just mentioned there. So even putting your name down for now is good enough for us. That is financialplanningconference.global. Francois looks like he's typing, and I think he's going to put it into the comments now. So you can literally just click on there, push yourself out of the comfort zone. What have you got to lose? You'll get so much out of this. It's completely free of charge. You'll have a great time. You'll meet awesome people, and it'll definitely push you out of the comfort zone, but it'll also transform you in all the ways that you can imagine as well. So Adam, Francois, I think we should probably let the girls take back over again, shouldn't we? But thank you so much for doing this interview, and thank you so much for all of your support over the years as well. It's been really, really good.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan.
Bring back the girls.
Here we are.
Oh, that's great.
That was so good.
Oh, so much more space, isn't it?
Gives the two of us to stretch out a little
I
bit.
know. Exactly.
It's great
But-
to hear from all of them as well. That's some exciting news. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next year. This has been my first year, so if it's only going to get bigger and better, I can't even begin to imagine, you know, what we're going to be able to achieve and what we're going to be saying this time next year.
Yeah. And this year, I mean, we all said this year was an epic. It was really, we were all knackered afterwards for days on end. I think that some important points that they touch on there is lives changed. And I mean, some of the emails that we got from just audience, the people that attended, how their perspectives have changed. And it's just so great for people to be able to have a platform where they can put out their thoughts, and that ripple effect that it has. And I mean, it's only been 3 years now. So who knows, 10 years time, Emilia, I don't know what we'll be doing then. Hey?
It will be, and I think my main hope is that if you're out there, you know, looking at what people have talked about this year, that you can feel empowered, that you can share a part of yourself as well. You know, you don't have to feel embarrassed or worried or nervous, or, you know, you can do all these things and just watch what has happened to the people who have. And it's lovely that we can create a space where all of that is very much welcomed, very much encouraged, and you'll be celebrated for doing so as well.
That's brilliant. I think we've got a really big category up next. And Emilia, what is it? I think we can take it away.
Yes, we can. The next category is best performance. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks.
Congratulations himself.
I think I was polishing my helmet up specially. I've got it right here.
Of course you were. Of course you were. Well, let's talk about it. Clearly, it was a memorable talk and, you know, a bold move. What kind of motivated you to use that as a springboard for your talk?
I think it was very last minute, very sort of on a whim, to be honest. I had this gladiator start that came to me when I was speaking to one of my kids about sort of Roman empires and things. And then I realized it tied in with the story that I was saying. So straight onto Amazon, bosh, get that. Next day delivery. And then I spent the next few hours just fretting over what an idiot I was going to look like.
But I mean, it made such an impact, didn't it? And you used it as a way to really captivate an audience so that you have them there for the message that you really wanted to put across. How do you think, how effective do you think that was in terms of putting forward a message as opposed to just, standing there and talking?
Well, hopefully it made it a bit more memorable. And it's an instant, I think the props are good if you've got an instant visual cue so that people kind of know, okay, like if I didn't know he was quoting Gladiator, the idiot's got a Gladiator hat on, so I kind of get what he was talking about. But it lets you sort of switch from one character to another, which tied in nicely with what I was trying to do, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked at our conference in this incredible monastery in Manchester. Can you tell us a bit about how you found that experience?
Oh man, that was terrifying. I mean, I had a little whoopsie with the microphone at the start, which nearly derailed me, but it was fine. But I'll be honest, standing in the monastery, because of the gravitas of the venue, I felt after I'd done it online, just ready for it, and that it wasn't going to be an issue. I found it more awkward when I was rehearsing at home, watching my wife look at me with this helmet on, talking into a computer in the back room, going, "What are you doing? This is a financial planning conference. These people don't want to see you doing this."
This is exactly what we want to see. And yeah, can we take a minute? I just want to applaud you for, the mic didn't initially work and you just went, right, I'm starting again. This is important. I want it to have impact. And you just went for round 2 and the audience was so behind you. And it was such a joy to see you just go, no, this is my time. I'm going to own it and I'm going to do it again from the beginning. And it was just amazing. So just a huge well done to you for that.
I think that's probably the biggest message I've given to anyone thinking about doing this that I spoke to at the conference is the room that you're in, and with all the cohort that I spoke with in South Africa in the the prep sessions to being in that conference in that room, everyone wants you to succeed. You couldn't be in a better environment to do your first real talk. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, congratulations. It was an incredible performance. I hope you're incredibly proud of yourself.
Absolutely chuffed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Excellent. How great was Chris? How great was that talk?
That was absolutely amazing. I mean, that was just absolutely mind-blowing. So well done, Chris, to you for best performance. I mean, I love the helmet though.
Yeah, it's good. Who knew? Amazon's got everything, doesn't it?
I know. I think we've seen a lot of things over the years, but that definitely tops one of them. Yes. And enthusiasm, again, enthusiasm, so much enthusiasm that he brings, and so much enthusiasm a lot of other people bring as well. So Amelia, what have we got up next?
Yes, so we've got a very exciting award, which I think is our last one, actually. I think this is what we are to close out this award section. Our final award is a Special Achievement Award, and that is for Most Inspiring Student. And I believe we have a...
No. And
Oh
we
my
have
word.
Ralph here.
Oh, I can't believe this. Honestly, I'm in tears, guys.
Wow. Norman, congratulations. We did call it at the conference itself as well that you are the Ted Lasso of this year. I mean, you were there cheering everybody along, encouraging everyone. You yourself, I mean, you gave it absolutely everything. So it's definitely well deserved. I want to ask you, what did you? You were so hyped up. What did you enjoy most about the speaker and influencer program, and as well about the conference?
Zan, well, gosh, I am like just blown away, guys. From day one, just to see you and Francois and all the guys on the team that have put so much into this. And I think you guys don't realize the energy you'll carry as well that has motivated me to levels beyond. And from inception, I think it was quite clear that becoming a global or an international speaker is what we wanted to be. And the team behind this has made us do well. And I am so proud to be part of this team. You guys have impacted me so much. And yes, you have like literally are like steroids for me. And I'm just lost for words, guys. You guys have done us proud as well. And that's what we are here today, just to show off the good work you guys have done. Thanks.
Oh, Norman, thank you. And I mean, we did. The speakers were absolutely amazing. I mean, I saw you just cheering everybody on throughout the day on some of the other, group chats that we had going on. I think everybody was just absolutely phenomenal. And the energy, as you said, really, really high energy this year. So Norman, thank you very much, and a massive congratulations. You were really, I knew every time we put something out, it's Norman's gonna comment soon. I was always watching out for that. It was great energy that you brought. So congratulations, and a well-deserved achievement for this year.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys a lot. Watch the space going forward.
Thank you. Amazing. So Dan's got a new tagline to use on some marketing. Oh, here he comes. Are you going to move? You've got a new tagline there for the program from Norman, like steroids. Next to it. Yeah.
I've heard some things tonight that have shocked me tonight as well, to be honest. I love Norman. He's such a nice guy, isn't he? He's lovely. I'm sad that I don't have a Norman in my life every day. I think I said that at the conference, actually. I think I just need a shot of Norman every morning.
Yeah.
That sounded good. To kind of bring me up for the day. That would be really nice. Are we finished now, by the way? Is that why you brought me back on screen?
Yeah.
Well, I believe it's time for me and Amelia to put you in the hot seat. I think.
To put you in the hot seat?
Yeah, Amelia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you got anything that you would like to ask Dan?
I mean, Dan, you've been with them from the beginning and joined in the coaching. I just want to know from your perspective, how have you seen people change? What do you think has been kind of the most rewarding or anything that's been particularly noticeable from in this journey from where people started to where they are now?
Yeah, I don't want to over egg it too much and make it all sound like it's the best thing in the world, but genuinely to see the transformation that people have at the very start, and we've said this so many times tonight, so it might be getting boring, but the transformation from when somebody signs up, they're not quivering with nerves, but they're certainly not looking forward to it. And then seeing them afterwards when they've done it, and then they start realizing how much else they can actually do, whether that's posting on social media, doing videos, speaking at other events or whatever it might be. But even with things like client meetings and stuff like that, for instance, I've heard a lot of people say that it gives them so much more confidence to know what to say when somebody puts them on the spot, or when they're having to actually present a financial plan to a client, or, you know, have a team meeting and they're presenting a new concept or whatever it might be. We've heard that stat from Nick, haven't we, loads, that people fear, I don't know if this is in the UK, it might be in South Africa as well, people fear public speaking more than they fear death. And if you can get over that fear, genuinely, what else are you able to do? If you're not scared of that, then literally you're not really scared of anything again in the future, because you know that you can do one of the most difficult things that people fear more than death. And if you can do that, you can literally do whatever that sounds really cheesy, but I am full on cheese. So.
I think we're allowed. It's the end. We've come to the end. We've done the awards. If you can't be cheesy and sentimental now, when can you? I think Francois will be very proud.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to do a Francois, but I will just say, like, you know, we've had like over 270 over the years. It keeps getting better every year, and I'm honestly just so proud of every single one of everybody who took part. Seeing Gugu before, for instance, saying that she nearly dropped out. That I actually admire that even more, because that is, I'm on the edge of something here, and I'm willing to bow out. It takes something special for me to not bow out. And then she went through, and now she's award winning as well. So yeah, proud of every single person, everybody who's watching this, families and everything like that should be so proud of you, because you did a fantastic job. So well done. And we'd love to hear your stories over the years as well. So please do keep in touch.
Yeah, and of course, we want to say thank you to the families for keeping up with their spouses and everything that goes through, and you know, that we put you through to put this on. So thank you to everybody that participated. And Amelia, you did say everybody is a winner. We can make this end cheesy. I think you gave the stamp of approval on that, and everybody really is. Doing the selections on the winners is really hard. There's a panel that does that, you know, it's so tough. So I think everybody can go home and you know, really give themselves a pat on the back. Of course, for those that would like to join in this and join us next year, you can already register and sign up. The link is up there, financialplanningconference.global. We really would like to see you there. Please do feel free to share the link with your peers and with people within the financial planning industry that you think will benefit from this. It truly is epic. It is even so epic, I will state for the record, that Dan was actually in tears. It was behind the scenes though, so we do not have camera footage of that. But next year we will.
Yeah, you'll break me next year. And Francois put the thing on screen there, so I think he wants us to tell everybody to, I mean, you've just done it, Francois, Rizan, but I will do it again. Please, please, please make sure you register for next year, because it's definitely worth it. And thank you to all of our sponsors and everything, of course, as well. We couldn't do this without you. That's the reason that everybody on this program can do it, is because of all the sponsors who give generously and make this possible. So thank you so much to all of our sponsors, and you know, the audience as well. I mean, there's people probably watching tonight who weren't even speakers or sponsors or whatever it might be, and thank you so much for building such a welcoming audience for our speakers, because it is terrifying, but like Chris said, you know, it's one of the most welcoming rooms to be talking in, and that's because of you guys. So thank you for that as well.
Brilliant. Amazing. Thank you. I think with that we can close off. Perhaps could you please just take Dan off so we can end off with just me and Amelia?
Yeah. That's better, isn't it? Oh, good. What space.
Oh,
breathe.
I know. Amelia, thank you. I mean, you were real, like the little star shining, just bringing so much energy. It was so nice to have you this year. So I'm really finding ways to keep this going on, but sadly everything comes to an end.
It does. All good things come to an end. It's been absolutely my pleasure to be a part of it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, and where everyone this year is going to go, and who we're going to get next year, and what's going to happen then. But until then, thank you everybody. Thank you, Rizan. And shall we let everybody Go and celebrate. Everyone should be celebrating because, like we said, everyone's a winner. Enjoy your evenings, and we'll see you all very soon.
Thank you and good night.